Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now today is going to be an unboxing video, and this is all the packages I've received over the last couple of weeks. Some of these are things that I have purchased off eBay for sort of future projects, and some are some donations that people have sent in to me here at toy-polloi. So I think we really just need to crack on and start opening these packages, and I'll show you what I've got and we'll see what sort of projects we have for future videos coming up. Now these first two packages here are both eBay ones that while I'm sort of getting a bit bored in the evening, I'm surfing around just to see what I can buy, and sometimes you manage to find quite good bargains, and I think both of these are what I would class as bargain purchases. These are ones that I just bid on a very little amount, hoping that I would get them, but you never know with things like that, because sometimes you put a bid on and people will bid you up at the end. But this first one should be a whole pile of broken Star Wars bits. Let me just see them. As you can see, it is. It's a whole pile of broken Star Wars bits. Now this, I think I paid £7 for plus postage. So in total, I think it was about £10. But you can see there's some very useful pieces in here and things that I needed for some projects that I'm working on. One of which is this, which was the Top Gun to the Millennium Falcon. I actually have a Millennium Falcon I'm trying to rebuild that I picked up at a toy fair last year. I think if you've watched my toy fair videos, you might have seen it. It was a sort of partially boxed Falcon, and one of the things it was missing was this Top Gun. And these are sort of going for quite a lot of money on eBay at the moment, so to get one complete like that, actually nothing is broken on it, which is good. It's a little bit yellowed, but that's worth £10 on its own. In the other bits, as you can see, we've got a Hoth Trooper with a snapped off head, easy enough to fix. There's an AT-AT Commander with both of his legs detached. I wonder how that happened, but again, easy enough to fix. A nice R2-D2 body with the sensor scope and his legs broken off, but again, useful parts. 3PO leg, and we've got some bits for the tripod laser cannon and the radar dish, and then a couple of other sort of miscellaneous pieces. I think really for £10 that's a good lot of things to buy. Not quite sure what that is. I think that might be from the Britain's Space toys. And then we've got another gun here. Not quite sure what that is either, but anyway, doesn't matter. All of the rest of the stuff is things that I wanted, so £10 well spent. And this was from the same evening's worth of eBaying. I think this cost me a total of £1 plus postage. Now the postage was a little bit more, obviously the postage was about £3, so I still think it was a bargain. Let's open this up, see what's inside there. So a bit of bubble wrap. And we have a die-cast snow speeder. As I say, this was £1. The postage did knock it up to just slightly under £5, but I can see potential in that. It was just very dirty and the prongs are a little bit bent on the front, but I reckon that can be cleaned up and is a bit of a bargain. The last of my eBay purchases was this one, and again, this was a buy it now auction. Someone had listed it with a buy it now price of £20, and I thought I'll just go for it because the Action Man, that's what this is, are getting more and more expensive at the moment. You see them going sort of upwards of £30, so to have a buy it now for £20 actually seems pretty good value. And here it is just a bog standard Action Man. But the nice thing about this one is someone's already gone to the trouble of replacing his hands. So these are the modern reproduction hands, and those cost about £5 on their own. So to get a pretty nice condition figure for £20, I do think is a good bargain there. Obviously his clothes need a little bit of work, but the head is in nice condition. Little bit of a clean there just to get some fluff off him, and that will be a very nice figure. So for £20, an absolute eBay bargain. Let's move on to some of the donation boxes that I've been sent. Now this package came all the way from Ireland and was very kindly sent to me by Connor Fuller, so I have to say a big thank you to him for taking the time to send this over to me. Let's open this one up and see what's inside. A bag and some bubble wrap. Let's start with these ones on this side. Wow, it is a big bag of busted up and very dirty looking Star Wars figures. Let's just tip all of those out so we can take a closer look at them. Yeah, there's quite a selection there, and they all look pretty filthy. Let's have a closer look and see what we've got. We have a FX7. Looks like he's in reasonable condition, that one actually. I think that's only the second FX7 I've ever had. It's not a figure I tend to pick up if I see him. So FX7. There's an AT-AT driver, very yellow, but he can go into Yellow Squadron. There is a Death Star droid, nice and floppy, but actually doesn't look too bad condition. Maybe a few rubs on him, but he's a pretty nice figure there. We've got little Ugnaught there without his apron and some very red feet. Someone's marked him to show that that is their figure. Then we have a very beaten up General Madine. He looks pretty worse for wear. We've got a squid head, filthy Darth Vader, but again, all complete otherwise. He's nice condition really, just needs a cape and his lightsaber, he'll look fine. There's another AT-AT driver. Again, that one doesn't look too bad, that's just a bit filthy. I reckon a good clean, he'll come up quite nicely. Then we've got a Zuckuss or a Forlom, I can never remember which one he is, I think that's Zuckuss. And then we have Prune Face, a nice floppy and dirty Stormtrooper. What have we got there? Biker Scout. He's pretty yellowed as well, but actually, you know, again, good clean. Might look half decent, and again, a bit of de-yellowing maybe, but that's a lovely addition there. Dengar, another dirty figure. Oh, and a little Yoda. Poor little guy. And then we have Droopy McCool. He's very yellowed. I don't think I've ever seen a Droopy that sort of shade of yellow. Must have been out in the sun for a very long time. And we've got Chief Chirpa's hat. So a very nice selection there of Star Wars figures. Let's just move those aside and see what was in this one. What have we got here? I think these are, well, that's a Terrahawks guy with his leg missing. And I'm assuming these must be G.I. Joes. I'm not massively knowledgeable about G.I. Joes, but that does say Hasbro 1989, so I think that's a G.I. Joe, which is great. I'm starting to get quite a little collection of G.I. Joe figures. I'm really enjoying those. And again, I reckon that must be G.I. Joe. If we can turn him round, can I read what it says on his back there? Oh, I can't, but it does say Hasbro, so I think that must be another G.I. Joe figure. Smashing. And then what's in this little bag? Oh wow, a Borg from Star Trek. Do you know what, I've been wanting a Borg figure for a very long time. I don't think I've actually said that to anybody, but yeah, wow, that's really cool. I do like the Borgs. Very nice. Well, I do have to say thank you to Connor, because that's a really nice selection of figures. I do like that. Yeah, nice to have a little Borg in my collection and all the other bits and bobs. But that's a great selection. Thanks for sending those over. The next package comes all the way from Australia, and Ross Johnson, or otherwise known as Roscoe. So let's take a look and see what's inside this. I've got my knife again. We can just slice along, open up and see what's in here. We have got a beanie. Sure what that's for. Let's have a look. It's a nice knitted beanie, and inside that, let's open this and see what's there. This is the remains of a turbocopter, and there's some other pieces in here. Yeah, so what we have here, this is a turbocopter, an Action Man turbocopter. This is actually different to the one that I have. The one I have has elasticated straps. So I think this must be a later version, a later issue version of the turbocopter, because it has the plastic straps, which was sort of more common in the later issue ones. It doesn't have the rotor blades, but I actually think I have the rotor blades in one of my spares boxes. And does that work? Yeah, it does feel like it works. I can see it's missing one of the little handlebars there, but otherwise that should be quite a fun little thing to fix. And then there's some other pieces. That's from the training tower. There's some other little gas stoves. A piece of Lego. Never get rid of Lego. It's always useful. And then some other pieces. I'm not quite sure what those ones are from. I'm not quite sure what that's from, but I'm sure I can work it out at some point. And a blow-up dinghy. Always useful to have blow-up dinghies when you've got Action Man. Always get him working out on the water and the rivers, so blow-up dinghies always very useful. So big thanks to Roscoe for that sort of stuff. Very, very useful. And this final big box comes from Ryan Coleman. So let's get this one opened up. I'll just get the knife round the edge of that, and we can have a look and see what's inside. Let's open this up. Oh, I can see a whole pile of Ultraman toys. You can see here, these are the vinyl toys that are very popular in Japan. These are the sort of things that most kids will play with. They're fairly sort of cheap to buy, under 1,000 yen, and made of this vinyl plastic. And there's a whole pile of them in here. So let me just tip these out and we'll take a closer look. So as you can see, there was a whole load of the Ultraman figures in that box. They're all from the early 80s up to sort of the early 90s, and they're really lovely. I do like the designs of these toys, and the fact that they are so simple and designed to be played with. It's just such a simple construction and sort of designed for a kid to hold and sort of fly around and fight. There's nothing really much that can go wrong with them. They are obviously a little bit on the dirty side, but it doesn't matter when you've got them all like this. They look absolutely fantastic, and I think there's so many different versions of them. I don't actually know all of the names. I can see there's a lady Ultraman here. I can't remember her name. I know there's one here called Scott, because I do know some of them, but I think they've got a lot of learning to do. So a massive thank you to Ryan for sending these over. They are fantastic. I think I've got an awful lot of cleaning to do. And thanks to everyone who sent me stuff this time. As you can see, it's a lovely selection of bits and some nice things for me to sort of work and clean and try and get working again. But I think some of these Ultramen need a good old bath, and that's going to be the first thing I want to do. Give everything a nice old wash and see how well they sort of clean up. So yeah, thanks to everyone for sending stuff in. And as you can see, I've got some good bits from donations and some nice bits off eBay. You still can find some good bits on eBay. It just takes a little bit of hunting and searching around, and things can be found. So hope this video has been of interest to you, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.